Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session, we have discussed about preparation of colloids. That too, I have considered chemical methods of preparing colloidal solutions, or even we can say colloidal salts, right? How many methods are there? Yes, with the help of chemical reactions, one can able to prepare a colloidal salt or colloidal solutions. There will be four types we considered. First one, double decomposition method. Second, we said oxidation method. Third one, okay, reduction method, and the fourth one, hydrolysis. So with the help of these type of reactions, one could able to prepare a colloidal solutions, that is double decomposition, oxidation, reduction, and fourth one, hydrolysis. Well, now in this session I'm going to discuss about the continuous part of the chapter. What is that? Preparation of colloids itself. But now we are, okay, now we are dealing with the physical methods of, okay, physical methods of preparing a colloidal solutions. Whatever the earlier methods I had discussed, it's about chemical methods. In chemical methods, again we consider four types. Okay, in chemical methods, again we consider, okay, how many types, how many examples? We have considered four examples. First one, double decomposition, we said. Okay, second one, oxidation, and third one, reduction, and the fourth one, hydrolysis. So with the help of these type of reactions, it's possible to prepare a colloidal solutions. Now we are highlighting physical methods of preparing a colloidal solutions. Well, the physical methods includes electric electrical disintegration method, or it is also called the Briggs arc method. Okay, so what is a physical method? One of the physical method of preparing colloidal solution is electrical disintegration method, or it is also called Briggs arc method, or we can say electric arc method. Okay, well, here in Briggs arc method, remember, we are going to prepare, okay, metallic salts. Usually, in general, metallic salts, or you can say metal salts, can be prepared by Briggs arc method. Well, what type of metals? It may be gold salt, okay, it may be silver salt, it may be platinum salt, etc. So please remember, whenever if you come across Briggs method, first thing, it is a physical method. Okay, is a physical method of preparing colloidal salts. Second thing, here metal salts are prepared. Here metal salts are prepared with the help of Briggs arc method. Well, how a metal salt is prepared means, here this process involves dispersion as well as condensation. So means in Briggs arc method, what are the phenomena involved? That is dispersion and condensation. So in Briggs arc method, the phenomenon involved are, okay, dispersion and condensation. Yes, then we should aware about the meaning of these two terms, dispersion and condensation. Yes, what is dispersion here? Dispersion is nothing but, say, the dispersion is a system in which particles are dispersed. ಏನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ? Particles are dispersed in a continuous phase of different composition or state. Means here, particles dispersion dispersion means it is a system in which one type of particles are dispersed in a continuous phase. One type of particles are dispersed in a continuous phase of different composition or state. Means dispersion means here it is a phenomenon where particles are dispersed. Okay, particles are dispersed in a continuous phase. Further, what is another term we are using? Condensation. So here the condensation meaning is, we know about the transformation of one form of matter into another. Here condensation meaning, say, condensation refers to the change of a physical state of a matter. ಏನಂತೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ? Change of physical state of a matter from what? From gas phase to liquid phase. Well, it means if I consider Briggs arc method, or you can say electrical disintegration method, first what happens? There involves a dispersion. Okay, there involves a dispersion followed by condensation. Okay, so two phenomena involved in Briggs arc method. First, what happens? There involves dispersion. Here, particles are dispersed in a continuous medium. Thereafter, particles undergo condensation. Okay, that is, gas phase is converted into liquid phase. Well, here in Briggs-Arc method, colloidal source of metals. As I said here, the colloidal source of metals are prepared, such as gold. Gold soul can be prepared. Okay, then silver soul can be prepared. Silver soul. Okay, platinum soul can be prepared, and etc. So in general, what we said, the colloidal source of metals such as gold, silver, platinum can be prepared by this Briggs arc method. Well, how preparation is done? So practically, if we consider how actually the preparation of that soul is done, means say there will be a ice bath. If we consider practical information about Briggs arc method, what is there? There will be an extra ice bath. It is an external chamber. Okay, external chamber filled with the ice cubes. So it is simply called a ice bath. So ice bath, what is the temperature here? Usually around 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, ice bath. Further, one more vessel is placed. Inside the ice bath, we are going to place one more vessel containing dispersion medium. As we said, continuous dispersion medium. So in one more vessel is kept inside the ice bath and is filled with the suitable dispersion medium. Further, what they will do, there will be electrodes of a metal. The metal whose soul to be prepared. So if I want to prepare gold soul, then I have to use electrode of a gold. If I want to prepare silver soul, then I have to use these electrodes made up of silver. If I want to prepare platinum soul, I have to use these electrodes made up of platinum. So in general, what we are saying, these are the electrodes of a metals. So first we have taken a vessel. Is filled with ice bath. Okay, so in an vessel, okay, in an external vessel, we are going to place one more vessel filled with suitable dispersion medium. Next, what we are doing, electrodes of metal whose soul to be prepared are immersed in a dispersion medium. These are the two electrodes which are immersed in a dispersion medium. Further, these electrodes, okay, whatever the electrodes we have taken, whose soul to be prepared, okay, the electrodes are externally connected to battery, right, which is connected to battery, or you can say source of electricity. And in between, what happens? An electric arc is struck in between the electrodes. Between the electrodes, an electric arc is struck. Electric arc is what happens here in an electric arc. Okay, when we pass the electricity, what happens? That electrical energy is converted into heat energy. When we pass electricity through the arc, what happens? That electrical energy is converted into heat energy. So, what happens due to heat produced? Say here, what way in this method, electric arc is struck between the electrodes of the metal immersed in a dispersion medium. So, two electrodes are immersed in a dispersion medium, and an electric arc. Okay, an electric arc is struck in between the electrodes. Now, when we pass electricity, say when electricity is applied, the electrode produces intense heat due to collision. So what happens here? When you pass electricity, as arc is heated up, therefore there will be production of a huge quantity of heat. Means electrical energy is converted into heat energy here. Now, once heat is produced, that heat energy is used to vaporize the metal. Means when heat is produced, what happens? Due to this intense heat, electrodes of metal vaporizes. Means part of the metal get vaporizes. Where the vapors will be present, those vapors are released into dispersion medium. Whatever the vapors formed, they comes to dispersion medium. Now in dispersion medium, what happens? Since the dispersion medium is surrounded by ice bath, right? It is surrounded by ice bath. Therefore, say at this place, at the region of arc, there is a very high heat, but as soon as the vapors come move away from the arc, what happens? The vapors, as the vapors move away from the arc region, the dispersion medium is get surrounded by ice bath. So what about here? Heat, or I can say temperature of the system is very very low. Because of low temperature, what happens? Vapors, here what happened? Vaporization takes place. Vapors will be produced near the arc, and those vapors condenses immediately. Okay, condenses immediately in the dispersion medium because of ice bath. Okay, because of this ice bath, these vapors condenses back to a smaller particles of what size? Colloidal size. Okay, therefore, say those vapors immediately condense. As soon as they leave the arc region, they immediately condenses and form a particles of colloidal range. What is that? 10 raised to minus 9 meter to 10 raised to minus 6 meter. Hence, that resultant solution becomes the colloidal sol or colloidal solution, right? Well, it's about, okay, Brady's arc method. Now coming to the one more physical method of preparing colloidal solution is peptidization. Next method is the peptidization anta ಇದೆ. Well, what is peptidization means? See here, the process of converting a freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal soap. So we know that three types of mixtures, or you can say the solutions. What we said, one is true solutions, second one colloidal solutions, okay, colloidal solutions, and the third one we said precipitation. Okay, true solutions, colloidal solutions, we say precipitate, or even it is also called as suspensions. Three types. Here, what is the basis of this classification? It's based on size of the particle. If the size of the particle is less than 1 nanometer, what happens? It becomes true solutions. If the size of particle is in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, it becomes colloidal solutions. Suspension ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? If the size of the particle is greater than 1000 nanometer, then such mixtures is considered as a suspension, or I can say precipitate. Now, in peptidization, is what is the process it is? It's the process of converting precipitate into colloidal soul. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? A precipitate. What about size of the particle? It will be greater than 1000 nanometer. A freshly prepared precipitate can be converted into colloids. Colloid in the sense here size of the particle must be in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. How? By shaking with the dispersion medium in presence of small amount of electrolyte, means by adding electrolyte. Okay. Yes, what is peptidization here? Is the process of converting a precipitate into colloidal source by shaking with the dispersion medium in presence of small amount of a electrolyte. Means to a precipitate, when we add suitable electrolyte, precipitate here size of the particle is greater than 1000 nanometer. When we add a suitable electrolyte, what happens? A precipitate is get converted into colloid. Here size of the particle, what happens? Decreases. Size of the particle decreases and they comes in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. So that resultant will be a colloid form, and the process is called peptidization. Please remember, what is peptidization? Is the process of converting a precipitate into colloidal solute by adding, or I can say by shaking with the dispersion medium in presence of small amount of a electrolyte. And whatever the electrolyte added, Okay, since for the peptidation, it is necessary to add a suitable electrolyte. The added electrolyte is called peptizing. Added electrolyte is called peptizing agent since it is responsible for peptidation. The electrolyte added is called a peptizing agent. Well, now as I said here, the electrolyte used for the purpose, okay, the electrolyte added during the peptidation is called peptizing agent. Okay, Nenpetukoli, here I am going to deal with the two definitions here. One is peptidation, another one is a peptizing agent. Both are very, very, very important. So, yes, what is peptidation? Peptidation is nothing but it's a process of converting a precipitate into colloidal sol by shaking it with a dispersion medium in presence of small amount of a electrolyte. The electrolyte added during peptidation is called a peptizing agent. Okay, well, now in this method, okay, generally to convert a freshly prepared precipitate into colloidal sol. Okay, what we will do in peptidation, what happens usually a freshly prepared precipitate is converted into colloidal sol. Okay, well, when you look at the diagrammatically, say it is a precipitate. Okay, precipitate of size of the particle here, size of the particle will be greater than 1000 nanometer. Okay, now what we are doing, so during peptidation, what we'll do, we are going to add an electrolyte, right? Electrolyte is added, what happens, the precipitate absorbs, the precipitate adsorbs, say it is a precipitate molecules, they present very close to one another. Okay, all are precipitate molecules, they present very close to one another. So when electrolyte is added to the precipitate, what happens, these precipitate molecules adsorb. Okay, the precipitate molecules adsorb ions of an added electrolyte. They adsorb ions of an added electrolyte. So if I consider A plus B minus say electrolyte, these ions are adsorbed by precipitate molecule. So yes, we can analyze this. So when ions are adsorbed, say all precipitate molecules, they adsorb the ion. Where the ion present? Ion is present on its surface. So it is a precipitate molecule. Ions are adsorbed. Either cation or anion. Any kind of ion will be adsorbed. Once ions adsorbed, what happens? Okay, either anion or cation. If it is adsorbed, all precipitate molecules are going to carry same charge, either positive or negative charge. Okay, they are all particles. They are going to carry like charges. Due to like charges, what happens? They started repelling from one another. These particles started repelling from one another. So these particles, they move away from one another. When they started moving away from one another. What happens to the size? Size goes on decreases. When size decreases, that resultant will be a colloid. Means precipitate is get converted into colloid here. So diagrammatically, what we are analyzing here, say those molecules earlier all particles exist together. Therefore, we are going to get size of the particle is greater than 1000 nanometer. Now what happened here? They adsorbed. Okay, they adsorbed cations of an added electrolyte. Therefore, particles move away from one another. Now, if we think of size, it will be in the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. Therefore, the precipitate is converted into colloid. This process is called peptidation. The process is called peptidation, and whatever the electrolyte we added is called a peptizing agent. Okay, well, so it is the one more method of preparing colloidal solutions. Well, coming to the MCQs, the first one, electrical disintegration, or I can say Briggs arc method involves, okay, dispersion, second condensation, both dispersion and condensation. Fourth one, none of these. So yes, what is the answer here? Answer is C, both. Since what happens, first particles will be dispersed, after that they undergo condensation. So both process involved in a Briggs arc method. Well, next, The process of converting a precipitate into colloidal sol by adding suitable electrolyte is called. ಏನಿದೆ the process of converting a precipitate into colloid. Precipitate ಅನ್ನ colloid ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದರ process ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Say first electrolysis, second hydrolysis, third peptidation, and the fourth one none of these. What is that process called? Yes, the process is called peptidation. And what is that electrolyte added is called peptizing agent. Okay, please remember this. Well, with this I'm going to conclude about the physical methods of preparing a colloidal source. Okay, well, in the next session again we discuss other concept of a surface chemistry. Okay, thank you. This